Forgive me. I'm like a little flustered today, man. It's like every time that I'm trying to like do my best to like take care of some shit, there's always some extra shit that needs my attention. So I apologize for the fucking delay, but it's a situation where I'm like just dealing with different people, I guess, coming at me, different things coming at me. And it's a little frustrating because it's like I was trying to basically get on here like Eastern Standard Time at 5:27 for her. Um, and I'm kind of like going through a bit of like some extra shit. Like I think I pulled like a foot muscle or some shit, so I'm like kind of limping. And then I'm asking family to get certain things done for me, and then they just want to be assholes and then not do it. And then people are like inboxing me nonstop, and I'm like, bruh, I'm trying to like get to where I need to be, and do this reading or whatever. And my dog needs me. It's like all these like ridiculous things are just like all over the place, just needing attention from me or annoying me, lack thereof, whatever. But I wanted to come on here and we're still going to do this. Basically, I'm just making sure that my dog is doing her business really quick so I don't have to worry about her. And I basically have the attire together, you know what I'm saying? Like in honor of her. And maybe that's just what it is, maybe that's just kind of how her life was. She felt a little bit flustered, a little like things were a little chaotic for whatever reason, things would just kind of like come out of nowhere. So we just gonna work with it, you know? And I was actually watching her documentary, funny enough, because I really wanted to get like into her essence, and she was just telling me like to like meditate, just like clear my head, don't worry about time, man. She's like, stop worrying about the time. Like you're just so worried about the time all the time. Like just relax. Don't worry about the time. Come here. Come on. I'm sorry, this dog, man, be getting on my fucking nerves. Come on. Let's go. You're done. Let's go. Come on. Go lay down. You're done. See you later. Gotta handle doggy business so I can like finally jump into this reading now and like finally be able to do what I want to do for once, because I'm always giving my attention to other things or other people or people that want advice from me. And it's just like, yeah, you can actually pay for my time to consult with me, basically, instead of trying to figure out how to do everything and just get shit for free. Like, that's not a thing. Not with me, anyway. Y'all niggas gonna learn today. Hi, how are y'all doing? So, I think, and honestly, I'm just like all over the place. I know that I can't remember the year, but I do remember the month and the day. So, Lisa Left Eye Lopes. Yeah? I know that, and if you guys want to look that up for me, that would be phenomenal. I know that it is 5:27. I want to say like, I feel like it's like 79, but I really don't want to chop that up. So if y'all want to like confirm that below, I greatly appreciate it. 71. I appreciate you, my love. Truly, my boo Candace. Thank you so much. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go through the process of finding her card. Hi, Melanie. How are you? Basically, I'm just going to see if I can prop this up really quick. So I apologize for the delay. It's just like so frustrating. Like, every time that I'm like trying to like I said, get my shit together, do something for myself that I want to enjoy doing, it's like it's always some extra shit going on. And it's just really annoying sometimes. Like, damn, can you like let me focus? Like I keep posting things on my page like, bruh, I'm going on at this time, or I'm about to do this or whatever, and then people want to ask me 10 billion and one fucking questions right before I'm about to go on. I'm like, bruh, can you like just please back the fuck up off me? Like, I'm not in the mood to like answer no questions right now. I'm trying to focus my energy on what I need to do and put out more videos and grow you know what I mean? And to actually develop something, because it's important to me. It's what I enjoy doing. And I'm sorry if I'm being a bitch, but sometimes people need to be bitches in order to get their point across and in order to like fulfill their dreams, basically. And people just don't understand that. Everything has to be so in compliance with everybody else's time, when they want me, how they want me, or what time that they want me. And it's like, nah, bro, I don't work that way. You're gonna get me when I'm available for you. So here's the drink for the night. Okay, good vibes. So basically, I have this smoothie that I made, because Lisa was really telling me that I need to like get back on like this whole alkaline thing, drinking natural, eating natural food, stuff like that. So I made like this smoothie, has like a bunch of stuff in it, mangoes, kiwi, strawberries, a little bit of pineapple, a little bit of apple, oranges, ginger, some hemp, and coconut milk. That's like most of it. I think there might be some more stuff, but that's like most of it. So this is the card that I love to use because I'm truly an intellectual, but since she is an air sign, I am using the Queen of Swords. Okay. So the Queen of Swords is more, pertaining to people who are air signs, or those that have like more intellectual property. But I like to use this for myself. I don't know. I just feel more comfortable with the Queen of Swords. I think it's due to intelligence, personally. I mean, my Venus is in Gemini, so it is what it is. But this is the card that I'm going to use for Lisa. Okay. And I'm going to, like I said, I use 2 decks. So for the second deck right here, I'm going to use my Oracle deck, basically. Use my Oracle deck and see if I can find this girl. Basically, I'm going to just show y'all like this so that way, I can kind of like sort through it myself, because I want to take her out. Like, I want to take her out ahead of time so that way I can, oh, there she go. That way I can be prepared, so we can just like jump into asking a bunch of different questions. What up, Mary? Yeah, Venus and Gemini. That's what's up. All right. So basically, this is just like a general energy, basically seeing what she wants to talk about. And she's like the sage, girl. Like, it's like I can hear her already like screaming in my head. It's like crazy. And like I said, I apologize, y'all, for it taking so long, but it's just like, I swear, man, every time I try to put something in order, maybe I just need to just do it. And then when people show up, they just gonna show up. You know what I'm saying? Because every time I try to put something in order and put a schedule to something, like, niggas is already ready to sabotage my shit. And I just don't know what the fuck that's about. And I've been really trying to figure out, like, what the fuck is wrong with people. But anyway, maybe I shouldn't. Maybe I should just be like, ha, I'm here, bitch. All right, so let's just like figure out what's going on with Lisa's energy. Lisa Lopes energy. Birthday, May 27th, 71, sis. Let's see what we got going on with her energy and what she has to say. And she knows that I'm a huge fan. I remember it's so crazy because like my friend and an old friend of mine and myself kind of like emulated like this little girl group off of like TLC, because we were so obsessed with them and everything. And I think she was Left Eye and I had like the long hair, so I was Chilean, and then this other girl was T-Boz and shit, so whatever. And then we like make up like little songs and shit. So we like really admired them. And we thought that we were going to go to Atlanta and meet Chili one day. It didn't happen, even though, my friend's grandmother was like her security guard or something. We were really like super psyched. Go. Anyway, so just focusing on her energy really quick. There's a lot that's on her mind right now. There's a lot of different things that are on her mind right now. She's kind of showing me that, like, the Ten of Wands is in the root. She's holding on to a lot of different burdens, is what she's communicating. There's a lot of different things that she has been just kind of like carrying on her back. And it's just a complacency of different situations. And maybe it's a situation to where she's placing in a situation that she's losing faith in what people are supposed to be conveying for her, if that makes sense. Or just the spiritual remnants of what people are supposed to believe, or what they're supposed to understand about her energy or who she is. And she's a little frustrated. And I can kind of understand where that is coming from, because on her crown, she's showing me, she is showing me, sorry. Thank you. I appreciate you guys being patient. I really do. She's showing me the Judgment card. And in the subconscious mind, this is kind of like the Nine of Swords. So it's creating a bit of frustration for her. It's kind of like a situation to where it's like being in the presence of dealing with the circumstances of what's already been, but not necessarily letting it go completely. Like, that's what I feel like she's showing me. Like, there's certain things that I'm just like not letting go of, because I keep, like, she's basically, it's a traumatizing situation is what she's showing me. It's like knowing, we all watched the documentary with her. I'm sure most of us have, but it's knowing that there's like this spiritual thing that's going on, and you know that like you're coping with death, or coping with the loss of death in general, from the child to yourself, and how you feel like it's attacking you or coming after you. But here's the thing, is that she felt that she was on her path, or on this journey to do something noble. The Star card is in the past, okay? So she was kind of like showing me that she felt like she was destined to kind of open up her world, to open up the place that gave her peace of mind, the place that, gave her spiritual enlightenment, and to completely detach, I'm assuming, from the industry, or to detach from this corporate machine. They were stressing her out. You know what I'm saying? Like, it was constantly a burden to try to juggle between like being this famous person, making money, and on top of that too, keeping up with like a particular status that she really didn't want to confide to. Like, she really didn't feel like she just fit into that particular type of mold. And like I said, it's torturous. It's torture. So all of this stuff was kind of like happening very, just very quickly. That's what the Judgment card does. It speeds up a lot of different things. And she says that she's destined for what she did, or for what she's doing. But she feels that the spiritual aspect of her, which is in the situation, was not expressed the way that she wanted it to be expressed. And I think that if she had more time to express that, it would change a lot of different things. But clearly the objective wasn't for her to get the truth out there the way that she wanted the truth to be out there. And this is like pertaining to, again, the Ten of Swords. This Ten of Swords, usually whenever I see this is like, and I'm trying to ask her, like, how can I say it? Is this a situation to where this is affecting you, or affecting your death, or the process of what you've been through? And she's saying yes, basically. She's saying in due time, I'm going to sit back, I'm going to think about it, I'm going to, there's things that I hold on to, there's things that I feel like I could have, done better, or shouldn't have done, or whatever the situation is. but she is saying that no matter what, she wants to be spiritually victorious no matter what people attempted to put her through. And I think here's the thing, because even watching the documentary, it's just kind of like giving life to her final moments, but also like going through a situation to where I felt like, how can I say it? It's the same way that I feel about most of the people that I read, like Nip, like, you know, probably drsebi when I get a chance to read him, like Lisa, maybe Tupac when I get a chance to read him, or, you know, just different people, that certain people are being targeted, and it's very deliberate. And I just kind of feel like maybe she thought that she was tripping. You know what I'm saying? Like maybe she thought that she was like bugging, you know, like, but she's a very spiritual person, you know, like she's a very spiritual person. She can see what it is. And the thing is that like the way that she's describing it to me, and, you know, it's captured in this documentary or whatever, but it's a situation to where people get, or in this industry in particular, people get pretty possessive, I'm assuming, is what she's explaining to me. Like when they want you to return, that's when they want you to return. Or when they tell you you can leave, that's when they tell you you can leave. And she's like the type of person that's like, you're not going to tell me what the fuck to do. I do what the fuck I want to do. I can completely understand that. Like people be trying to tell me what to do, or still trying to control a 33-year-old fucking grown-ass woman. And I still do whatever the fuck I want to do. Even if people think that they have control over me for the time being, it's not going to be that way. And that's why I hate asking people for shit, because, yeah, I like being self-sufficient. I'm assuming she feels the same way. Being completely self-sufficient, not depending on anybody. Probably not wanting to really depend on the industry anymore. You know what I mean? Because she was such a creative mind, and she even said that, like, my happiness is being in the rainforest, butt-ass naked, and friends with the animals. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's what her calling was. That's what she wanted to do. And every time that she went back and tried to get into her creative flow and tried to put out something that was like, you know, futuristic or something different, it's like they set her up, is what she's saying. And I just kind of feel like it's from a situation where she's dealing with the process of her passing, but also just challenging a patriarchal system. Like, think about it. Yeah, old attachments. Okay, so I'm just going to turn over these cards really quick. So interestingly enough, she's actually talking about one particular thing, and she's having like a hard time like dealing with the fact that she has like different attachments that she has going on. That's not, that she doesn't feel like she's ready to let go of. And I feel like she has like this connection with this person. She's showing me woman holding heart, basically. And this could be someone that's a relative, because she's kind of showing me Archangel Michael in the root, basically saying that this is someone that is in my roots. So this could be like a sister or a mom or someone that she's connected to. And she's like, yeah, she's like, I refuse to let her go. And she's always looking out for her. She's always saying that I'm communicating to you in dreams, and this person knows what's going on with her, is what she's saying to me. She knows the things that she has suffered through, and it's kind of strange because this person feels like, am I mirroring, or am I going through specific situations to where I'm mirroring, my experiences are mirroring with Lisa if she were to still be here, basically. And she's just basically saying that she doesn't want to like freak her out too much, but it's just like it's like Lisa is trying to show her the truth, I guess. They're trying to show her what really happened, or the things that what really went down, so that way she can try to find peace in this particular situation. But I think that it's a bit overwhelming at times for this mother, sister, or this female energy that's particularly close to her. is what she's saying. She is like in this position to where, like, again, when you're going through like this a situation where you're like completely going against the grain, right? And that's what seems to happen for the most part. When you go against the grain and you're like in a particular situation to where you don't eat like everybody else, you don't, you know, take medicine the same way like everybody else does. You're trying to change the way that humanity looks at healing, or change the way that humanity looks at different aspects of life. It turns into a challenge for an establishment that's supposed to promote music, promote sickness, promote BS, and you're not following protocol. Does that make sense? So that's the reason why it's interesting when she's looking at particular situations pertaining to how all of these things are kind of like encompassing. Like when she first disappeared and she ran off with her boyfriend or whatever, and she's like in the rainforest having the time of her life, and then next thing you know, the media is like putting out that she's missing somehow. Or like when she had the altercation with Andre, that's another thing too, that we're probably going to talk about, dealing with Andre. Because she was just like, it's kind of weird because it's a tumultuous situation to where you can truly still have a lot of love for somebody. That love and like healing past it is still there. Like, I'm still working on that, is what she's saying, releasing those attachments and healing it regardless of what those things was. And it's like kind of coming to the space to where it's like I've come to terms with taking responsibility. And let me see if I can find his card actually. I don't know his birthday, but I'm gonna just find his card and see how she feels about him. But it's like a situation to where it's just like he gets arrested for something, and then basically he can just throw it away. Like, charges are dropped basically. And then God forbid she's going through some PTSD or post-traumatic stress disorder or whatever it is that she's going through, but God forbid she build down $1 million crib, the bitch crazy as hell. And then everybody is basically like looking at her like it's all her fault. You know what I'm saying? Like he didn't put hands on her, do anything like that to her to make her have some sort of adverse reaction, you know, in the first place. And so I kind of understand what the fuck she means, because it's like this constant patriarchal nonsense to where the law caters to men, you know, and their values. And it's bullshit, in my opinion. And they basically call him the victim when you know, it's a situation to where they aren't actually taking a look at people's track records. It's all about the money, basically. And I'm just expressing how the fuck she feels. So if you don't like it, it is what it is. But that's how she feels, basically. And I can't, you know, it is what it is. Let me see how she feels about the situation pertaining to Andre. So again, this is interesting. This is interesting. So basically she's showing me the Archangel Raphael healing that heart chakra. She's like, I still have a lot of love for him. There's still a lot of love, and I haven't spoken to him in a while. So Archangel Gabriel is in the past. So this is about like communication, having recent communication or reaching out, but I kind of left it alone because she's showing me that this individual is kind of going through some changes, I guess. To where this is a third-party situation. I don't know. She's like kind of just telling me the tea. So basically, this temple path is in the root. This is something that she probably wanted: marriage, family, commitment, different things like that with this guy. But in the present moment, this guy seems to be kind of involved in a different situation right now. The reason why I say that is because this man holding coin is in the situation. And I'm just like, so what What do these two have to do together, right? This is woman holding coin, which would indicate to me that these two people are married, okay? And since this guy was in the situation, and this is Andre feels like this nigga is in the way of me being with this person. And it's a little frustrating. I mean, it's kind of like Lisa is just kind of watching this shit. Like, knowing that there's this marriage here, knowing that there's this particular situation going on, and kind of like curious to see how this whole thing is about to unfold in this person's life, I guess, because it's just a little messy. And I think she's trying to kind of warn him and tell him to like kind of leave it alone on a spiritual level, like walk away from this in the 7th chakra, which is like the crown chakra. Again, like indecisiveness on whether to walk away, garden in the gate. And I think that she's trying to just like be like, let bygones be bygones, but just doing her best to move on or move forward, or encourage him to like move on and move forward beyond specific situations. And I don't think that he's listening, basically. So that's just what it seems to be. Again, see, storm warning. I was about to like put all this stuff again. She's trying to prevent all this crazy stuff from happening, basically. There's a lot of jealousy, there's a lot of drama, a lot of bullshit, and he just doesn't seem to be listening. And I think maybe it's just a situation to where she feels like, okay, well, maybe this didn't work out relationship wise, but I can try to spiritually guide him. And it's just not, he's not listening, basically. But in pertaining to like, how about we just talk about the group itself? If you guys have any questions, please feel free to ask me. You know what I'm saying? Do your best to ask or whatever. Because I'm just going to focus on that. Let's see. How did she feel about TLC as a whole? How about that? Let's just see how she feels about TLC, or as like the band itself. And I'm sure she probably like, you know, it's like, because I keep hearing this is like a sisterhood. People annoy you, people love you, you know, like it's like you going through something like very intimate with two individuals, is what she's saying to me. It's an intimate situation with two individuals to where you all are very creative. You all have the opportunity to be, you know, to have like this bond together. But whenever it comes down to specific advice or spiritual advice or healing advice, like she kind of felt like it was a situation to where people weren't really listening, I guess. Like it was a bit frustrating. I'm gonna show you these cards, bro. These cards are hilarious. Yeah, she was in a situation, look here, I'm asking about the group, right? She felt like she was in a situation to where she would give advice, she would try to push out situations to where there's spiritual development and spiritual growth, door to spirit. She felt like she had the answers to try to get the group to evolve, but she felt like it was a level of jealousy or a level of, oh, maybe that's how she felt subconsciously, like maybe certain people are jealous of her, or it was a situation to where they just weren't on her level or just kind of misunderstood her, and it felt a bit alienating for her at times. And I think that all she wanted to do was to do her best not to like, because, you know, Lisa has like a very, she has a beautiful personality. They all have beautiful personalities, but I think sometimes in the media she caught a lot of flack because she wasn't, she did what the fuck she wanted to do. That's what she keeps saying. I did whatever the fuck I wanted to do. Like, that's just, that's the energy just that what I get. Like, she just did whatever the fuck she wanted to do. And, she wasn't on nobody else's schedule. She was on her fucking schedule, and they didn't like that. You know what I'm saying? Like whenever people wanted her to work, she was meant to work. Or to be in control, that's when they're trying to control her, basically. And she's like, niggas ain't about to fucking control me. And she keeps pulling up, oh, girl. Okay, so I'm sorry. She finally had me to understand who this person is, because this person came up again. Man holding coin, right? So basically this man holding coin character, I'm about to like release some old juicy tea or whatever it is. So I don't think that... Is L.A. Reid and who is Pebbles married to? Or whatever. But I just keep feeling like this is some big wig executive. And I don't know if it's L.A. Reid, and I don't know if it's like Babyface or whomever. But this has something to connect with Andre. This is like very juicy. This is like really strange, okay? I don't know who this person is. This person got a lot of money. This is an executive of some sort, probably in the music industry, or someone with a very high profile type of name, and they have a wife, and for some reason, she's like connecting all of these things together because this may have something to do with her business and where she's going or what they tried to get her to do. And now her ex is somehow involved, like in a low-key relationship with this situation. And I hope that my reading don't blow shit up, but yeah, well. Anyway, it was a tough situation is what she's saying to me. In the situation, she's showing me indecisiveness, indecision, whether to go lay down. I'm sorry, my dog is like doing the most right now. Indecisiveness as far as like trying to decide like to stay in the group or to leave the group, basically. Like she wants, she loved the success. She wanted the success in order to, to continue to push the legacy for TLC, but she really didn't find the appreciation that she was looking for. And I think that in the root, she was doing her best to detach or to walk away from the situation. And I think what they wanted her to do was to basically stay in line, to basically go through the process of like what they intended for her to do. And she just wasn't, it's like she wasn't with it. She's kind of showing me like, she found her peace of mind. She made all of the success that she kind of, or, the money that she wanted to make. And she was just focused on her energy in the sun and focused on meditating, like she was just kind of focused on like just cleansing her body and finding inner peace with herself and finding another level of value for herself. And I think that really put a damper on the relationship with the rest of the group. You know what I'm saying? Because the rest of the group was just trying to, like I said, catch the paper. You know what I'm saying? Like, yo, we got all these opportunities. We got these tours coming up. We got all these promotions coming up. We got these things coming up. And I think that maybe they thought that she was kind of being a bit big-headed on some level, because they know that it takes, all of them to kind of like come together. But it's a situation to where, situations clash, and it's not, and I think that that's the misconception that she wants to clarify, that it's not a situation to where she felt like she's the only star in the group. That's not what it is. It's just that she really wanted to find herself, you know what I mean? And I think that they took it as, oh, she's being selfish. She's being selfish. She ain't thinking about the rest of us. She don't care about us. Like, just all that stuff. And she's just like, no, I'm just trying to find myself. I'm trying to be at peace with myself. But also at the same time, too, I don't want to be attached to old business bullshit. I'm tired of people using me when I know I should, in the same type of house that Andre got. Why can't I have that house for myself? I should have had that house for myself. I should have had these things for myself, and I shouldn't have to ask nobody else for nothing and work for how many years and still have to struggle and file for bankruptcy and to do all these things when I should be having these valuable things within a short period of time. Like she knew that she was being used, you know? And it's frustrating for her. And I think that's why I'm like pulling on this like anger right now. Like she's just like, I gotta set the record straight. Like that's just what it is. You know, she has to set the record straight in how she feels. And I'm just like doing my best to like, and this is what I'm saying. Sometimes like when I'm like channeling energy, I feel like their voice like completely takes over sometimes. So it happens. You know, it's a situation to where she was trying to find elevation, basically trying to get people to be on an elevated level. How is her mother and her daughter doing? I can shuffle up these cards really quick, use regular tarot, and just see if she is around her daughter. Snow, I believe is Snow's name. I was all like, oh my God. But yeah, we're gonna see what that situation is like with her family. But I just keep feeling like she's around Raindrop a lot. I just keep feeling like she's around Raindrop a lot, and Raindrop and her talk like all the time. But sometimes I just feel like Lisa can be a little it can overwhelm Raindrop. Like, what is she trying to tell me? Why is she showing me these people in this room? Why is she showing me the accident all over again? And she's like trying to show her like, basically, I had this feeling, like she's showing me like, yo, I had this feeling in my body. I had this feeling in my soul that if I didn't get in line, that these people were going to try to spiritually affect me. Does that make sense? Like try to spiritually harm me or try to ruin me. And I was on the run away from that. I didn't know which way to go. I didn't know what to do, but I just turned to try to find my inner peace, trying to cleanse myself, trying to find myself in order to find peace within myself, no matter what it is that they're trying to do to me. You understand? Like that's a lot. It's a lot to deal with. It's a lot to deal with. Well, this is interesting. As far as like, she is pulling up a lot of male cards, funny enough. And I can try to look at some other cards, but she's more so focused on like the males in her family right now. She's kind of concerned. She's like kind of showing me like it's unfair. She's saying, she's like, it's unfair, you know, with certain situations that happen. She's showing me the tarot card. This is a disruption in her life is what she's saying to me. She had so much more to say. She's putting the Magician. The Magician is usually a card of talent or a card of vocal speaking out or a card of, you know, expressing her music. They tried to sabotage her career is what they're saying to me. And it kind of created like this level of defeat for her. And she just felt like she was very strong, like in the past, like, or, you know, I'm just kind of like backtracking for her. Like these are things, I'm letting her focus on what she wants to focus on. I'm assuming she probably don't want to talk about those that are dear to her. And maybe I can pull out specific cards, but I don't know Snow's birthday and I'm not too sure when her mom's birthday is, but I can pull out the Empress card later. But she seems to be quite focused on like this King of Cups. And usually this King of Cups is like in reference, I think it's probably just in reference to Dre, but also it's just like in reference to, it's like the downward spiral. This is what she's communicating to me. She's like, I'm connecting specific situations that I dealt with Dre in reference to my father. Even though I'm with my father, we made amends. We found a way to kind of journey together and make peace with each other. But I just feel like there's aspects of myself within what she's reflecting within herself. Not trying to say that these two men are exactly the same, because they're not, is what she's saying to me. But she's realizing within herself that her father instilled, even though there were some, you know, messed up things or certain things that he did, you know, with the mom or whatever it is that weren't right or whatever, I guess she was hoping that this person that Dre was supposed to change because she wanted to have a family. She showed me that she wanted to have a son. She wanted to like kind of go away and just live her life with this person. And I thought, and she was under the impression that that's what was going to happen, basically. Like these things were going to happen. We were supposed to create like this life together. And I feel deceived. Even though I was seeking, she's like, I'm seeking my dad. I'm seeking aspects of my father in people that aren't good for me, is what she's saying. You know, seeking commitment, seeking a family, seeking starting all these things that I think a man should be, and it's not happening. She feels like she did have the opportunity to kind of find that generosity with someone else, and I feel like she's kind of pointing out this particular guy, and I think I know who this is. And it's kind of interesting because I always wonder why her and Pac didn't hook up, or maybe it's because they were too far, or maybe she just blocked the idea, or whatever, or maybe they just kind of got busy in their own personal lives. But I just kind of really felt like she was, you know, she would say that her and Pac like have very similar energies, and they would have the same foods or like the same things, and maybe he was just involved with different situations as much as she was involved in different situations. And she's like, you know the song Get Away by Tupac? That song was for me. Oh, okay. So she's like, that song was for me to get away from Dre because he was trying to get me away from that whole situation or whatever, trying to get me out of, take me away and all this other stuff, but I was stuck. She's like, I was stuck, girl. I should have taken it. Like, I was stuck. I was just stuck. I was stuck on the past, and I just didn't want him to be affected by that energy, and things happened, so they remain very good friends, is what she's communicating to me. But it's just like, it's an interesting dynamic, like kind of when God kind of puts something in your face, like, you know, could you imagine that being a thing? You know what I'm saying? Like, I often imagine, like, kind of like wonder that, like, damn, like, yo, what if Pop and Lisa got together? That would have been crazy. That would have been that would have been like a crazy power couple. That would have been some old crazy stuff. But I think that she was doing her best to be observant of herself and the energy that she was dealing with. And on top of that too, like, shit, I just got out of a fucked up situation, and now I'm dealing with this one dude that's just like me, and I'm a hothead and he a hothead, and I don't know if this is gonna work, you know, whatever. Hold on one second. So we're gonna focus on motherhood with her because somebody was asking me about her mom and asking me about her daughter. Okay, so we're just gonna see what comes up. This Empress card is focusing on motherhood really quick. So I'm just going to shuffle these cards up a few times, focus on Lisa's energy, and just figure out what does she have to say to her mom, or what she has to say to her baby girl, and what's going on with that. It's like, oh, I just got chills. Okay, let's see what we got. No, she did not have a child biologically. I know that she adopted Snow. She adopted Snow. This is something that's very difficult for her, because even the mention of that is very challenging, you know, for her. Because she was going through the process of healing herself. And she feels like, even with the discussion of motherhood, she feels like she was robbed of her opportunity, even dealing with that previous situation. She's just like, kind of like, and she's mentioning that over and over again, how certain relationships really fucked her up, and she had to like go through this process of like switching up her whole situation because it really affected her body. And people really don't know the amount of stress and distress that she went through dealing with that. She feels like she was robbed. The Seven of Swords usually means that something, like someone, especially in a situation, someone's robbing you of something. Going through menstrual issues with the Nine of Swords, excuse me. And not necessarily having the opportunity to deal with whatever feminine issues that she had going on. Heartbreak card. She's really concerned about, like, this is like, yeah, I'm sure that there's a lot of childhood trauma, a lot of different trauma that she went through. Again, heartbroken because I think she wanted to try to start something new. Because she's showing me the Ten of Swords, you know, the Empress card, motherhood, it hurts. She did adopt, but I just kind of feel like there's like some sort of infertility or something to where it probably got her a bit depressed because she's sharing with me that the world really affected her, like like there's certain situations where family affected her, and then the relationship and the media, everything really affected her, and it made her feel like, am I going to be a good enough mom? Should I even bring another creature into this world, or should I even try? And I feel really bad for her because she was in a very contemplative state all the time and very heartbroken, because I think that's what she wanted, was to be a mom and to see if she could do better. But I think that she had this process of doubting herself and also feeling like people sabotage that opportunity for her, basically. She's looking at it from a completely new perspective, though, as far as motherhood is concerned, or like doing her best to like try to support her adoptive child, which is, I think, probably that's the part that probably kills her the most, is that she wants to be there and go through this process of growing with her. But I think she's doing her best to find balance and trying to, it's like, how can I say it? It's like, and I don't know why she's showing me this, but it's like butterflies. Like, she'll show me butterflies, like, just like showing me white butterflies that will fly around snow, if that makes sense. I don't know. And that's the thing. Maybe that's another situation too. There's no acknowledgement there because I was like, there's a lot of loneliness attached to the situation. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's like, what happened to her? But I think that she's still showing that this is pretty much still hers. She still loves her. Basically, she's still showing me that she has this Ace of Cups open for her, and that she still cares for her daughter, and that she still tries to communicate and talk to her adoptive daughter, because that means something to her. She still feels that she has a kindred connection to her, and that's the time that she felt like she was mostly like a mother, and I think that's why she's heartbroken over this situation, like something like she's kind of forgotten about. But she does her best to, it's like she's showing me, like, I do my best to protect my child wherever my child goes. I'm there with her. I want to see her happy. She's on her way to transitioning into like a young woman and going off to, to do her own thing and like, pursuing different things in life. But I'm just like watching this little girl blossom and grow. And I just kind of have to like be quiet in the background and just let her do her thing and just like, go. Sorry, my dog is like really annoying. Do her thing, but just kind of like watch from the side, like just observe everything from the side and let her grow into her own young lady, basically. And I'm hoping that she can still remember me, basically. I think that's the part that's like really hurting for her, is that she tried to be a good mom. She wanted to have her own biological children. She wanted to have like this energy to where she could be around, but it's frustrating for her. It's very frustrating for her to deal with. I just want to see what her relationship like is. Oh, that's what you were showing me. She's showing me that she has a very strong connection. She's like, I have a very, very strong connection with drsebi. She's like, if this man ever decides to journey into this life again and to do, this whole process over again, I want this man. She's like, no offense, Dad. I love you, Dad, but I want this man to be like some sort of parental figure in my life, because she's learned so much from him, is what she's saying to me. She's learned a lot from him. She felt like when she was in Honduras, it was like she felt like she was at home. You know what I'm saying? Like she could actually like just be herself. Like she could just be as artistic as she wants to be. She can just be, you know, focus on meditation, focus on clearing her mind, not having cell phones all over the place, not being distracted by so many things. And I understand it. I truly do. I understand what she's going through. I look at things in a different light now. And it's very complicated for her because, again, she kind of feels like it's a situation to where she kind of had to put a lot of things on hold subconsciously. People wanted more from her, is what she's saying. People wanted to just kind of allow her to attain more wealth. And that's the thing. Lisa's kind of showing me that she was a very giving person. And there was just certain, and this is something that she would argue with, and I'm not going to say who this is, but I kind of feel like this is a very maternal figure, that there would be financial arguments over particular things that people were supposed to take care of. I don't know what that's about. But she's still upset about certain situations pertaining to finances and what individuals are supposed to take care of, and she does not agree with what certain people have done with her money. Now, I don't know if this is like, again, which feminine energy this is, but she's kind of showing me that this person was very possessive with the funds. I don't know. I had to switch this really quick. I don't mean to interrupt or whatever, like, because I know I was talking about drsebi, but she just wanted to jump into this really quick. She's like, say what the hell I need to say real quick. She's very quick with her energy because it's like, I be talking about one thing and then she's like, I'm moving on to the next thing. Like that's just how she is. Like, she's just like, I'm on to the next. This is the next subject. Possessive with money. She's very heartbroken over this. So whoever this female energy is, I think some of y'all know who's close to the family or what's going on. But this person was being very selfish with money. They claimed that they were going to acknowledge her wishes or to do what they were supposed to do with her shit financially, and she feels like she was bamboozled or sacrificed or deceived when it comes down to certain choices, and she sees the possessiveness over what people have done with her legacy, and she's not happy about it. So I got to get that out to whoever I got to talk to about that. Because it is what it is. And I even split the deck and she's just saying, like, I feel deceived. Somebody deceived me. Somebody, like, certain people lied about what was supposed to happen, and they're not fulfilling their part of the bargain that I asked them to fulfill. And it was all about money. It was all about money. Most of this stuff is about money. And she just feels hurt. She feels really hurt. And I think that maybe this is an opportunity for her to kind of like voice how she feels, because she is like kind of tired of feeling as if like she's invisible. You understand? Like, she's like, I don't know why these people think I'm like some sort of force to be fucked with. Like, why do these people think that I just don't have an opinion? And this is like, it's very hard, you know, because the living are in the present moment. The living are in the present moment. The living are in this material nonsense. And, you know, I do my best to like communicate with certain people and just be around, you know, certain people spiritually, because I understand, like, even if I'm in a physical body, sometimes I can feel like I'm invisible, you know what I'm saying? Because I'm a very spiritual person, and a lot of people don't understand that. A lot of people can't convey what feelings mean or what energy is. They don't know it. They don't know anything about that world. They're completely detached from the spiritual essence that we are. And she's like, you know, door to spirit, basically. Like, I'm doing my best to elevate myself. Like, I'm doing my best to like teach people different things, but people try to flip it on me, is what she's saying. Like, people keep trying to like flip specific things on me, but I'm gonna remain strong regardless of what it is or what people are trying to do or to deceive about who I am as a person, like angel of strength. I'm doing my best to remain strong and to convey how I truly feel, because I don't want anyone to take advantage of who I am as a person or speak on me, because I was a very smart and intellectual type of individual, and I worked very hard for my own creativity. I worked very hard for that, is what she keeps showing me. Hold on. Oh, wow. Okay. Wow. Okay, so let me show you guys these 3 cards really quick. So this is her. This is Lisa in the middle. Okay. I'm assuming this is T-Boz and then this is Chili. So this is the 3 of them. She's saying that there's always going to be, they're always going to be connected to each other on some form or fashion, but she needs to get them to understand a couple of things really quick. And there's a bit, and again, she's placing this in the root, like a bit of indecision on whether she should address it or not, but she wants to address, I feel like she wants to address it. She just feels that certain people need to have an open mind, and I keep feeling like she's talking to T-Boz, like she's not too concerned about Chili's health, but she's more concerned about T-Boz's health and wanting to, it's like she had like a deep conversation, was what she's telling me. Me and her had a deep conversation. This is more like mama energy, and I know that she cares, and I know that she has the capability, but she's going through a lot of different struggles basically, and she's like really hoping that she can take on that sabi energy, or just like try to find healing. And she wants to reach out and communicate and like show signs, or just do whatever she can to like help. But she's saying this is in a situation, Archangel Metatron, they're not evolving their third eye. They're not being open-minded enough spiritually to take in the particular information that I have to say to them. And I love them very much, and I want them to be strong, and I want them to be successful. I don't want there to be any deceptiveness or animosity between us, but my goal was to help you all to grow spiritually, and that's what she's just trying to convey, because I think that there's a lot of misconception in what people have said about her or what she was trying to do, and all she wanted to do was to challenge things on a creative level. And I think that's what she's trying to say, like, again, like there's a lot of, again, a lot of jealousy, a lot of turning against each other, a lot of different, nice to meet you too, reading, spot on reading. We always pull very similar in our readings. Oh, okay, that's what's up. But it's just like, it's a situation to where it's like, there's no animosity, you understand? Like, she doesn't need to be in competition anymore with being on this earthly realm, or to do anything like that. I think what she was attempting to do, it's like she's just trying to, again, she's like, it's all love. I love, like, it's all love, but there's no, this is us forever. Like, this is just me trying to be communal and trying to build a sisterhood more than beyond just money, more than beyond just fame. And then we all just kind of drift off and do our own things or whatever. But I just wanted, she's like, I just wanted it to be a situation to where I can teach something. I wanted to teach something to them as much as they've taught me something. And that's what means a lot to me. You know what I mean? And I think that maybe her feeling rejected, or feeling, just feeling a bit outcasted at times, would create this response, would create this storm warning, would create like this, and people just think that she's crazy. And she's not. She's just trying to find the right words to express how she feels. You know what I mean? She's just doing her best to express how she feels. And I think now when the money and the fame and the attention and the lights and everything is gone, I think that she's kind of saying that these things will kind of come full circle, because they can really try to reflect on what they're trying to, what she was attempting to say to her sisters, is what she's saying to me. I hope that they can understand where I'm coming from now. because that's very important to me. I don't want there to be any type of like, again, like, look, I was just about to say animosity. You know what I'm saying? Any hostilities or anything like that. Like, again, I'll keep splitting the deck and she's like, we are a group. We are a group. Lisa helped me understand so much more about spirituality when I was a preteen and having watched her documentary, She's an Angel. Absolutely. And I think that's the purpose is, you know, she still had very big dreams. She still wanted to have very big dreams, but she knows that there was something else that was out there to sabotage her, because she's not following direction, is what she keeps saying to me. I'm not following their directions. I'm not going to the meetings and showing up with the girls when I'm supposed to be showing up, and they saying, okay, well, she ain't gonna follow through. Look at this. Girls right here, this lady right here. You know what I'm saying? We just gonna try to do this. But you can't. Like, she's a force to be reckoned with. Like, she's a part of the music. She's a part of the energy. She's that piece that's different. And they all have something unique about them. But even when you look at just Chili and T-Boz there's no left eye. Like, it's like, where's the spark? You know what I'm saying? Where did the spark go? You know what I'm saying? Like, she was the spark. And you know what I'm saying? Like, T-Boz and Chili, like, they were just like, they were like the riff, the melody, the smoothness, the everything that edged out the fire, basically. You know what I'm saying? But she knows that she had the fire, and that's what she was. She was that energy that just, like, it was there. It's really complicated, because she feels like she's doing her best to, like I said, remain strong and resolve some things in herself. But she feels like if people were to open up their minds and to communicate a little bit more and to be a little bit more open, that would probably give her some closure. And I think that's what it's about, is like doing their best to, like, come together and to bring her closure. And another thing too, she can't stand that motherfucking biopic. She hates that shit, bruh. She was like, that was the most garbage I've ever seen. Like, these people don't understand me. And she's like, I wish that they would have watched the MTV documentary or did something to put a bit more of myself into who I really am into that situation. But she understands that it's all business. It's just business. But it really rubbed her the wrong way, that people were trying to portray specific ideologies or stories that she feels that weren't true, that didn't happen. But everything is kind of like sensationalized in Hollywood, basically. So she's very smart, very smart. She articulates herself very well. So it's like when someone does something to kind of like throw the energy off, like I can understand being irate. I can understand, you know, people like looking like, why is she losing her mind or whatever. It's just a matter of people doing their best to understand where she's coming from, and she's trying to convey that. And I think it can be frustrating for her, and because she's just like, how do you not get this? She's just so smart, you know. She's just very, very smart, very intelligent. Oh, another thing too, I have to say this really quick, because she's gonna get on my case if I don't say this, okay? She was talking about Cardi B. Stop trying to pull on my energy, bitch. That's not me, that's from her. So I can say that. She's like, stop trying to pull on my energy, bitch. Like, stop trying to look like me. Stop trying to emulate certain things to channel my energy. I'm not going to show up. I don't fucking like you. Anyway, I had to put that out there really quick because, you know, I'm just doing people favors. So don't kill the messenger, okay? Don't kill the messenger, because I'm just conveying a message. Stop trying to do your hair like her. Stop trying to do all these things where she's like, we're not the same. I hate it when people do that, come into the industry, and they're doing everything that they can to try to pull on my energy or to do anything like that. I don't like that shit. She's like, I do not like that shit. I don't trust that shit. I don't like it. We are not the same. Me and you are not the same, period. You have your own life, you have your own success or whatever it is. Kudos to you. But she's like, we are not the same. Me and you are not the same, period. So I just needed to say that really quick, just out of respect for ancestors, because Lopes is an ancestor. You know what I'm saying? And whatever she wants to get off of her chest, I'm gonna naturally do that for her. So I don't think you guys have any other questions. So I think that's basically it, because I think I've gotten everything else out that that I wanted to get out. I think she's pretty satisfied. I'm like, did you enjoy it? And she's like, I'm very happy. 9 of Cups. Much pleasure doing this. So thank you all for joining. Tomorrow I'm going to be focusing on Gia. Gia is a supermodel. If you have a question, I hope you pop it in there really quick, Christian, because I'm about to go. But Gia is a supermodel that a lot of people aren't too familiar with. But if you look up Gia Karanji, I'm going to focus on her tomorrow. I am going to be doing Kurt Cobain on the 20th because that's his birthday, and I've been holding off to do Kurt on the 20th. So I'm just trying to like space out certain things in between. I'm going to be focusing on Diana and Selena, either maybe before or after Kurt Cobain, more than likely after, so I can kind of like spread out the energy. So Christian, I hope that you can get that question in really quick, because if not, then I'm about to go about my business, boo. Basically, I love Lisa. You know what I'm saying? I didn't really, it's like, it's so crazy because like when you're young and everything, like, you know, you're attracted to people's aesthetics, you know, the similarities with you and like how the aesthetics of someone else looks. But I love her energy. If a person has dreams, visions, they come true, sees lights crossing the corner of their eyes. What do you call traits, or what do you call that trait? I'm assuming it's you basically focusing on waking up your pineal gland. I often see lights all the time. I think I'm kind of used to it by now. It's about developing your pineal gland. So I hope that helps. Again, at least left eye, okay? Pineal gland, opening up your third eye, okay? She wants y'all to focus on finding that spiritual balance within yourself, understanding what this means, understanding that this has a deeper meaning to it, and it's a special gift that we all have, that we all can communicate with. And it's nothing evil or anything like that. It's just this whole huge, she's like, I hate the misconception. She's like, I hate the misconception. You know what I'm saying? Like you said, shaman energy, focusing on that. Like we all have natural healing properties. Stop trying to, she's like, I hate it when people try to like take spirituality, African spirituality away from Africans or away from black people. Like that shit pisses me off, and they try to demonize it. I hate that shit. So me and her, we're gonna have a talk. We're gonna have a good talk and everything else. Like she's a real cool person. You know what I'm saying? She has a really good energy. I love her vibe though. I love her vibe for real. And I've always admired her. Always admired her. So many blessings to you all. We finna get it together. Y'all take care of yourselves. Meditate. Focus on your third eye. And stay blessed. In peace.